Right now at 6, Juneau County officers are treating the death of a man found in a trailhead parking lot as suspicious.
And the La Crosse County Board wants to improve the interactions between officers and people suffering from a mental health crisis.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 6.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 6. I'm Ken Kozarowski.
And I'm Emily Brown.
There's a chance for some snow to affect your evening commute, so we're going to start tonight by heading over to our First Warn Weather Center and getting the latest from our chief meteorologist, Greg Barnhart. Greg.
Don't mind that the printer's printing, right?
Uh-oh.
As an alert is coming in?
I don't think it's probably wind chill or something. But anyway, if you look at the screen right now, you can actually see outside some of the cameras on I-90 and down in Minnesota. We do have some light snow falling. The camera's picking up on some of that very light, fine snow. Visibility still pretty good, but it is starting to drop a little bit. If we look at Dubuque, they've also had it. That's for Prairie du Chien up to those areas. 2 to 3 miles, very fine, light snow, but it is going to accumulate on roads. And with these temperatures, road treatment, it's not going to really work. Visibility kind of shows you where that snow is. When it drops the visibility below 5, you're starting to see that. So it's just to the west. It should approach some of the areas here. We might see a little bit in La Crosse. It's very fine. The radar barely picks up on this type of snow when it's so fine like that, but it is beginning to approach. So we should see some for the next couple hours. Big picture shows the bulk of it's pushing south, but it is going to approach the area and come through here in the next 2 to 3 hours, come through about 8 or 9. I think by 10, most of it will push east. Look at the temperatures begin to fall. The northwest winds begin to pick up. So we're going to see colder temperatures, and that's going to be the story going into Friday, is the bitter cold temperatures, and the wind chills once again are going to play a factor probably through Saturday. We'll time that out, show you how warm it might get towards Sunday and what goes on next week, which is a whole flip of the switch back to above freezing temperatures. So I'll explain that in a little bit.
Thank you, Greg. A DeSoto man is in custody after allegedly stealing 3 cars in 3 hours. The Vernon County Sheriff's Office says 26-year-old Colton Frazier was arrested Wednesday. He's accused of stealing an SUV and 2 pickup trucks that morning. Sheriff Torgerson says the vehicles were all recovered shortly after they were stolen. 2 were found with minor damages. Frazier is currently out of jail on a $5,000 signature bond. His next court appearance is in early February.
Officials in Juneau County are treating a death at the Oak Ridge Trail in Mauston as suspicious. According to a release, a man's body was discovered on County Highway M at the Oak Ridge Trail parking area this morning. Authorities have closed a portion of the highway where the body was found. It will remain closed until the investigation is complete. Juneau County says this is an isolated incident and there's no danger to the public.
The owner of an Eau Claire cosmetic service business is in custody after being accused of sexual assault by his clients. 40-year-old Christopher Devlin is the owner of Renew Aesthetics in Eau Claire. Devlin's clients have accused him of sexually assaulting them, as well as taking inappropriate photos of sensitive areas while completing cosmetic procedures at his business. Yesterday, Devlin was arrested after police searched his property. The Eau Claire County District Attorney's Office charged Devlin with 1 count of second-degree sexual assault, 3 counts of fourth-degree sexual assault, and 2 counts of capture of representations depicting nudity. Devlin has declined to speak with investigators.
Wisconsin Senator Tammy Baldwin is introducing a bill to stop the flow of fentanyl into the U.S. The Stop Fentanyl at the Border Act pushes for more staffing and non-intrusive X-ray technology at the U.S.-Mexico border. Baldwin says the southern border is the most common way for the deadly substance to be smuggled into America. Even though Wisconsin is not a border state, Baldwin says we can still feel the effects.
So by way of example, somebody has ordered pills or a pill for something completely different. And then they're getting something from the Mexican cartels that are laced with fentanyl. In 2022, there were over 1,400 Wisconsinites who died due to overdose.
Baldwin says this is the first of many measures she's pushing for involving this issue.
La Crosse residents won't be on the hook for the city's emergency warming shelter. That's according to La Crosse's Homeless Services Coordinator. Brian Sampson says the city has thousands of dollars left over from Gunderson and Mayo Clinic Health Systems. Those 2 organizations donated money last year to cover the cost of running the shelter at the city-owned Southside Neighborhood Center. This year's shelter at 621 3rd Street has opened several days this week, and the city is confident it can open as many days as Mother Nature requires.
At this time, the criteria is if it reaches -18, feels like temperature. So that's based off of National Weather Service. We're having conversations as well with the health systems about should we be looking at a different criteria, but for now, that's what we're basing it off of.
Sampson says city officials are also getting feedback from the people using the shelter about what they're in need of. He adds the hope with the city and county's Pathways Home Plan recently announced is that more long-term housing solutions will eventually eliminate the need for these short-term emergency shelters. A newly released report from the Justice Department is finding the emergency response to the 2022 school shooting in Uvalde, Texas was a failure.
19 children and 2 teachers were killed inside Robb Elementary while hundreds of law enforcement officers waited outside. Lilia Luciano has the details from Uvalde.
Failure and chaos. That's how a new Justice Department report describes the emergency response to the shooting at Robb Elementary School in Uvalde, Texas. More than 300 law enforcement officials were on the scene, but it took 77 minutes for them to confront and kill the gunman.
33 students and 3 of their teachers, many of whom have been shot, were trapped in a room with an active shooter for over an hour as law enforcement officials remained outside.
The DOJ's critical incident review found responding officers inside the school should have gone into the classroom immediately to stop the 18-year-old shooter. Some of the first officers on scene acted appropriately, but once they were grazed by bullets, they retreated. That's when the scenario changed from active shooter to barricaded.
That failure meant that law enforcement officials prioritized a protracted evacuation of students and teachers in other classrooms instead of immediately rescuing the victims trapped with the active shooter.
Investigators place much of the blame on the school district's former police chief, Pete Arredondo, who displayed an epic lack of leadership, as well as the Uvalde PD acting chief, Mariano Pargas. The report found some responding officers lacked active shooter training and wasted time searching for a key to a classroom door that was likely unlocked. 17 families of victims are considering legal action.
Do right by the victims and survivors of Robb Elementary. Terminations, criminal prosecutions.
The DOJ says its goal is to honor the 19 students and 2 teachers killed inside Robb Elementary and provide law enforcement with recommendations to better handle active shooter situations. Lilia Luciano, CBS News, Uvalde, Texas.
And to prepare the report, DOJ investigators spent about a month in Uvalde walking through Robb Elementary and interviewing over 200 people.
They also analyzed 13,000 pieces of evidence. Uvalde County District Attorney Christina Mitchell has said she's still considering whether to bring criminal charges related to the shooting.
La Crosse County wants to help those struggling with mental health.
How administrators are making sure people get the help they need.
Hardee's double deals start at $2.99. Choose a double cheeseburger, bacon double cheeseburger, or new barbecue bacon double cheeseburger. $2.99 never looked so good. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Save big this Friday through Sunday at Hy-Vee. Pepsi products, 6-pack mini cans or bottles, just $2.99 each when you buy 4. Jack's Pizza is just $2.48. Get General Mills cereal like Cheerios for just $1.99. Tostitos, just $2.99. Hy-Vee bacon is just $2.99. And Prego Italian sauce is only $1.48. Get these great deals and more Friday through Sunday, only at Hy-Vee.
Honey, where are the kids?
I put them in the furnace so I could figure out why we don't have any heat.
You did what?
Maybe it's that loose wire.
Maybe it's that plug vent.
Maybe it's the bad igniter.
Maybe it's a dirty flame sensor.
Or maybe...
Why don't we just call G&T Heating and Air Conditioning?
Quality you can count on, experience you can trust.
With over 50 years of combined experience, G&T services residential and commercial customers within 50 miles of West Salem.
It's the January clearance event at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota. It's where you'll find incredible savings on closeouts, floor samples, and overstocks. Sofas from Flexsteel and Smith Brothers, casual dining from John Thomas and Cannondale, bedrooms by Canal Dover and Daniels Amish, and the area's best selection of quality leather from Stressless and Lazy Boy. It's all in stock, ready for immediate delivery, and all at real savings. Hurry in for the best selection during the January clearance. It's on now at Drury's in Fountain, Minnesota.
Now at Hardee's, 2 hand-breaded chicken tender wraps are only $5. Choose your favorite flavors for endless combinations. 2 wraps, just $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Get exclusive offers on the Hardee's app.
Tonight, the La Crosse County Board will consider a grant aimed at helping those who are struggling with their mental health.
News 8 Now's Allison Fergit joins us now with the latest. Allison?
Ken and Emily, the city of La Crosse and the La Crosse County have been working together to improve interactions between authorities and people experiencing a mental health crisis. And this new Connect and Protect grant will help them expand their response options.
It's a really unique partnership that we have. We have a city police department partnering with a county entity to better serve our community, which is awesome.
Coming together to ensure those struggling with their mental health get the help they need. The La Crosse Police Department is working with the county's Mental Health Crisis Division to improve how they respond to situations involving people going through a crisis.
Our current Chief Kudron several years ago looked at that on how do we better serve? How do we better work with our community and our resource-rich community to provide the services at the right time for those in crisis?
County health experts ride along with officers, making sure those struggling receive an intervention that works best for them.
The goal of the program is to provide the right resource at the right time.
Officers and specialists are working to move away from hospitalization or criminalization and instead provide a more appropriate response based on the situation.
So we're able to keep people in their homes and get them coordinated with care the next day. Most of mental illness is treated in the community.
The Ride Along program has been around for a year and a half, but on a limited basis. There's only one community response unit, but the Connect and Protect grant will provide another response team, doubling the time the service is available.
It was historically running from 12 to 4. With this grant, we're able to expand and change hours from 11 a.m. until 9 p.m., Monday through Friday.
The grant will be distributed over 3 years, ensuring this alternative response program can continue helping those who need it the most.
It continues to be that opportunity to connect people to the right services at the right time, offer hope and insight into there are treatment options that don't necessarily, people don't always know about the resources in.
Since the grant is going toward both the city and the county, both legislative boards have to approve it. The city already approved their portion of the grant, and as mentioned earlier, the county board will consider it at their meeting tonight. Back to you.
All right, Allison Fergit live in studio. Thank you, Allison.
Thank you. Some electric vehicles are having trouble staying up to speed amidst the sub-zero temperatures. After the break, we'll explain what drivers can do to keep them from getting stranded.
Welcome to Wesco. Welcome to huge selection and savings. Who wants free furniture? This month only, one lucky Wesco shopper will have their entire furniture order refunded. That's right, get your entire furniture order refunded. Will it be you? Plus, everyone gets up to 20% off in select departments store-wide. Did I mention free furniture? This month only, one lucky Wesco shopper will have their entire furniture order refunded. Wesco and Sparta, where white glove delivery and setup are always free. Tell them Peyton sent you.
To everyone who appreciates a handcrafted meal, are you ready for a taste of Wisconsin?
Butterburgers cooked fresh, just the way you like.
The way you love.
Definitely love.
And our thick and creamy frozen custard, we make it for you all throughout the day. All day.
All day, every day.
Put it in the extra work and not cutting corners. Takes a little longer.
But it's how we've always done it at Culver's. Because making your meal with care shows how much we care.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
I've always been a storyteller. I capture those beautiful moments, things other people miss. My health took an unexpected turn, but my care team put my needs in focus, designing solutions to support my ambitions. Now that's just a footnote in my journey, a small part of a story that's still BMW Health. Remarkable.
For generations, hardworking people have relied on Ford F-Series trucks to help grow businesses, communities, families. A legacy of capability and technology that's made Ford F-Series America's best-selling trucks 47 years straight. This is the next generation of Built Ford Tough.
Get 2.9% financing for 72 months, plus up to $2,000 in total savings on a 2023 Ford F-150, only at your local Northland Ford dealers.
Nicolay Law, Russell Nicolay speaking. Yeah, I'm the guy on the billboards. You got me. Whoa, man. If they want the real Nicolay, Wait, you are the real Nicolay. I'm the real Nicolay. You're the real Nicolay. I'm the real Nicolay. You're the real Nicolay. We're both the real Nicolay. Hey, man, you better get back to that phone call. Oh, thanks. Yeah, sorry about that. Just talking to myself. Yeah, you got the real Nicolay here. Yeah, we can help you. Yep, billboards, baby.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now. Expect more.
The past wave of extreme cold was a headache to most people.
But folks with electric cars face a whole different set of challenges.
Some electric vehicle drivers in the Midwest and Southwest became stranded in the cold this week due to dead batteries and malfunctioning charging stations.
Experts say temperatures lower than 2 degrees may reduce the range of an EV by up to 40%.
Electric vehicles will use more electricity for providing the heat for comfort of the occupants, but also battery, electrochemistry, chemistry, and physics all go slower when the temperatures go low, and it's exponentially dependent upon temperature. So if temperatures drop 10 degrees, the processes have to decrease by almost 100-fold.
So EV drivers are encouraged to keep their vehicles on a charger and out of the bitter cold for long periods of time.
Well, speaking of bitter cold, it warmed up a little bit today, but it seems like it's going to be warming up even more next week, but it might not feel like that, according to Greg.
Right. Let's get the latest from our chief meteorologist.
Yeah, we got some bitter cold, the dry cold coming for tomorrow after the snow passes. Then next week we got some other changes. But for the snow right now, I overlaid the visibility. You can see La Crosse is probably going to see a brief period of where the visibility gets down to 3 to 4 miles. Once again, very light snow. The more heavier snow as you go down further south is about 1 to 2 miles Mason City. So that's more Prairie du Chien and Viroqua. We'll see that this evening. And it's generally just going to be a period through about 8 or 9 p.m. that'll be pushing across. But then by the time we get overnight hours, we're going to start seeing clearing skies. The northwest wind, the colder air is going to begin to settle back in the Arctic air into the area. As you wake up tomorrow morning, we're going to be below 0, but that's just the start. The wind chills are actually going to be lower than that too. So it's definitely going to be a bitter cold end to the work week. But things are going to change. Even tomorrow afternoon, we might see a little bit of a snow shower activity up to the north of Ladysmith. That's the lake effect. And even some of the other areas, you might see a few flurries in the afternoon as this cold air begins to sink into the area. But really, it's just going to be the wind chill. Snow amounts really generally going to be under an inch if you go north of Viroqua. Nothing as you go up towards Eau Claire into Ladysmith. Once again, Prairie du Chien, those areas might pick up an inch or 2. Once again, very light, fluffy snow. The bigger story is going to be the wind chills. You wake up tomorrow morning, 15 to 25 below, depending on location. Some improvement during the day. We may get up to about 5 to 15 with the wind chill, but it's definitely, you're going to feel it. And then going to the evening, we're going to clearing those skies out. So Friday night into Saturday morning is probably when you're going to see the lowest wind chill, potentially getting down to 30 below as you wake up Saturday morning. And then the rest of Saturday, we'll start seeing some improvement of the wind chill, still below 0, but then we're going to have one more night, Saturday night into Sunday morning, when you're probably going to see another round of maybe 20 to 25 below. This won't last long as we go into Sunday morning, but definitely we're going to have some cold mornings and some wind chill to deal with. Once Sunday passes, things definitely take a different turn. The pattern begins to come up from the southwest. So we're going to have a series of systems, one maybe Monday, Tuesday skirting through the area, and then there could be another one right behind that, potentially going Wednesday into Thursday. Both of these are coming from the southwest. Now the track really depends on what's going on here, but we do know some things that temperatures are going to be near or above freezing. They are going to start rising up, especially Sunday into Monday. The challenge of next week is going to be what type of precipitation. As you saw, we had blue, we had red. Depending on the track, which the track has trended a little bit further south in the last 24 hours, we got rain, snow, or a mix. It's got a lot of challenges with that. With the added moisture, snow melting, we probably will see some fog and slippery conditions when you get some water on snowpack too melting. you can deal with some slippery conditions and maybe potentially refreezing. So there's a lot of things going on next week. We'll kind of keep track of it as we get closer. But for tonight, we're looking for the snow to pass through probably about 9 to 10 for most areas, getting down to below 0, single digits. Wind chills probably around 20 to 25 below as you wake up tomorrow morning. Tomorrow, off and on cloud cover, maybe a flurry or snow shower in some areas, but overall teens. But the wind chills, typically going down to 25 times at 20 below. And then it definitely gets cold for your Saturday morning. We're looking at teens below 0 potentially with wind chills close to 30. The same story goes for Sunday, maybe not quite as cold. And then things every turn around as we go Sunday into Monday. And then next week, although it says 35, 36, 38, it's going to be more of a damp feeling. So it may not feel as warm as you would expect with 38 and sunshine. Me personally, I could take -10 and dry cold. Damp cold is a different beast. So.
And you said this could bring about slippery conditions.
Yeah, because you get water on top of compacted snow. You have a lot of standing water, so it can be kind of slippery. So we got a lot of things to work out. But don't forget the wind chills tomorrow. Definitely going to be bitterly cold one more day.
All right. Thank you, Greg. Coming up next in sports, the T-Wolves are back at home looking for their 4th straight win. Plus, UWL men's basketball hitting their stride as conference play heats up. Eagles getting big-time buckets from a familiar face. Rob is up next.
New windows can give you a whole new view of the world around you. Call today for a prompt free estimate from the Board Store Home Improvements. 782-8877.
Ashley's New Year's sale is extended. It's your last chance to shop Hot Buys for every room of your home. And right now you can shop new collections with 0% interest through January 2029 in-store only. Celebrate and save today. Only at Ashley.
Huga, a calm, comfortable time with people you love. Often enjoyed with a good book, a warm blanket, and a crackling fire. Let La Crosse Fireplace Company help create this feeling in your home. Choose a Heat and Glow fireplace in gas, wood, or pellet. Stay warm and cozy with the Heat and Glow fireplace from La Crosse Fireplace Company, because your place is by the fire.
Thousands of our heroes face the difficult choice between keeping their heat and power on or facing homelessness. 21,000 Wisconsin veterans are living below the poverty line, many impacted by physical or mental health challenges. Wisconsin loses 3 veterans to suicide every week. Together, our mission is to provide all struggling Wisconsin veterans with a critical survival safety net that keeps them safely in their homes. You can make a real difference by providing a donation to the Wisconsin Heat and Housing for Heroes initiative, with 95 cents of every dollar donated going directly to those right here in your community. Help by visiting www.heatforheroes.org or by calling 1-800-891-9276. That's 800-891-9276.
Ashley's New Year's mattress sale is extended with 0% interest through January 2029 on in-store mattress purchases. Get 50% off select Sealy mattresses or 25% off select Ashley Sleep mattresses. Only at Ashley.
Covering all of the exciting action from your community, here's News 8 Now's Rob Schiff.
We're coming down the final stretch for the UWL men's basketball team. Just 9 regular season games left before the conference tournament tips off. With a new head coach and a new system in place, Eagles have put themselves in a prime position to make a postseason push. Eagles are 9-7 on the year, 3-2 in WIAC play so far. They've won 3 of their last 4, thanks in large part to Toma grad Dustin DeRusso. The sophomore's blossomed a bit this season. A bigger role has led to more opportunities for DeRusso, and the former Timberwolf is taking full advantage of it. The sophomore leads the team in scoring at just over 14 points a game. And a couple weeks ago, DeRusso with a breakout performance at home against UW-Stevens Point. Game-tying step-back 3 at the buzzer to force OT. And then a few minutes later, DeRusso ending it in dramatic fashion. 32 points in that one, a season high. He says between his improvements on the court, combined with the play from his teammates, Eagles have more than enough to compete in a conference where teams bring it every single night.
The 5 that we got right now and the guys coming off the bench, we're playing really well on the defensive side. Earlier this year we weren't playing very well, and now we're starting to gel a little bit better, so I think that's just a positive for us right now, and that's what's helping us. And it is a very tough conference, but every night you know that you're going to get a good test, and it's really fun to enjoy that, and I think it helps everybody lock in at practice, and yeah, it's a good feeling.
DeRusso and the Eagles will look for their 4th conference win of the season when they host UW Eau Claire Saturday at Mitchell Hall. What a show we have planned tonight. Little bit of everything coming up at 10, but one of the biggest rivalries in our area taking center stage on the hardwood. 12-0 Cashton taking on rival Bangor. Eagles looking for their first win over the Cardinals since 2009. On the ice, the Avalanche play host to West Salem, and lots of action tonight on the mat. Holman hosting a triangular with Sparta and the Central Logan Co-op. And at UWL, Eagles look to keep on soaring. They host UW Whitewater. On the pro hardwood tonight, T-Wolves got their 3rd straight win last night. Anthony Edwards, early candidate for highlight of the season. Ant-Man and Cat both had 27 each. Minnesota maintaining the best record in the West at 29-11 tonight. Officially the halfway point of the regular season. T-Wolves at home hosting Memphis. Going back real quick, I want to catch up Emily on the Cashton-Bangor rivalry. Last year we did a big preview at that game. That was, what, the 14-year mark. Now it's 15 years that they haven't beat their biggest rival.
Okay.
Chance Dickman, our photog, my friend, Cashton legend. He's the last one to hit the game winner. That was back in 09. That's why we were there. Did a little interview with him. So we'll see if they can get it done. This is the best team they've had in a while. 12-0.
For sure.
But Bangor's had their number over the past decade and a half. So.
Yeah, when it's come to basketball, Bangor has been ready to play.
Yep. Should be fun tonight.
All right. We're looking forward to it. Thank you, Rob.
All right. More news after this.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
I've been helping people get out of debt for many years, and I know this, that consolidation loans and moving debt around isn't the best way to do it. Think of your debt as a pile of garbage. If you move it from here to here, guess what? Still a pile of garbage. We might be able to make it smell sweeter with a lower rate or a lower payment, but it's still garbage. You need a garbage disposal to get rid of debt. Come see me, I'll help you install one.
It's time for the King Furniture 72-hour sale. So for 72 hours, everything in our store is going to be on sale. Incredible markdowns throughout our entire showroom. It's the King Furniture 72-hour sale. This Friday, Saturday, and Sunday only.
All right, there's radar and visibility. We have 2 to 3 miles probably coming through La Crosse. Might see some snow all the way up to maybe Black River. Some of the worst stuff will probably be closer to Prairie du Chien, where you're seeing 2 to 3 miles. Light snow, but definitely will impact some roads as the temperatures are too cold. And otherwise, it's going to be the wind chill tomorrow as you wake up, 15 to 25 below. It'll be bitterly cold tomorrow more, and that'll go into your Saturday morning too, where you could see some teens below 0, including Sunday too, but then everything flips the switch going into next week.
All right. Thanks, Greg, and thank you all for joining us tonight at 6. We appreciate the time.
We'll see you at 10.